Sometimes we feel like there's got to be more to life than this. I got news for you. Yes, there is more to life than a mundane existence. It's not going to come to you. You have to go after it. Some people have lost their fire, their energy for life and zeal and their job and their accomplishments, and kind of like just kind of rested back on what I call the hoagie on the sofa or the cheesesteak on the sofa life, where you just, things just are, life is just kind of like oatmeal, nothing really is happening. It's because we have lost our vision. We have forgotten what we have prayed for. And when you have forgotten your dreams, you've forgotten what to reach for, so you don't reach. You kind of just roll through life and make do. That is so horrible. I used to think that people that were in that kind of situation were in their 50s, but you know what? I'm meeting people, in their 20s, and they just have no zeal for life. So how are you going to get what you want? One, if you don't know what you want, you've forgotten what you want, and you've just kind of given up and just kind of let it drift, let your life. You don't want to do that, because sometimes our world is too small. Not enough exposure. Just always around the same people doing the same thing day in and day out. Now, would say to my kids, just like live regular. But don't get me wrong, living regular doesn't mean living in a mundane fashion, by rote, or getting in a rut where you just do the same thing every day. You see the same people every day. The conversation is the same. There's no fresh air in your life. And so sometimes you don't get what you want because you simply forget what you want. You just simply forget. You just get all tangled up in the life that you're living. If you don't have children, shame on you if you get in a rut because you just have you, or you and your spouse, or you and your partner, whatever your situation is. Don't let yourself get in a rut. When children come, okay, your life is going to change. It's not worse, it just changes. But if you have the privilege of having time to spend on thinking about you, and let some other things come into your life, some fresh air, some fresh conversations. When you have access to fresh air, then that allows you the opportunity for your visions to take shape and form and color. You can think about ideas that you wouldn't normally think about if you just taking the same route home from work and going through your same routine. You get locked in, lockstep. And when you're around the same people, the conversation usually kind of stays the same. And so you get bored with your own life. We forget what we want. Our dreams have just become forgotten. The color is gone out. You don't want that. You always want to explore a feeling of fulfillment. And I'm trying to use the positive term because I don't want to use the term you feel unfulfilled. But the fact is, sometimes we do. Sometimes we feel like there's got to be more to life than this. I got news for you. Yes, there is more to life than a mundane existence. But the other thing is, it's not going to come to you. You have to go after it. You have to go where dreams happen. You have to see things. Go to where life is happening. The second thing that I want you to think about is your circle of friends. Who is it that is around you? Your friends and associates. If your friends and associates are all in the same place, from the same place, well, there's a lot of limitations there because you take on the limitations of those around you. You don't have access to other kinds of thoughts and energies. So you want to be careful who you're partnering with, who you're having lunch with every day, who you're having just your go-to people. Nothing wrong with having that one good girlfriend or two good girlfriends that you hang out with. And sometimes you don't want to mix company. I understand that. But make sure that you do what you need to do to mix it up. Mix it up a little bit. You don't have to, if you don't enjoy, we have our go-to people that we're with on a regular. But now and then, spend a little time with somebody else and their friends. Mix it up a little bit. You can do that. You can figure out how to do that. Your circle of friends tend to be in the same place where you are. So if they're in one place and you're in the same place, what kind of energy is that? There's nothing popping. There's nothing moving. You want to bring people close to you that have access to what you do not have access to. Therefore, they're sharing ideas that you don't have access to. That's the fresh air I was talking about. That's moving things into your, accepting or receiving things into your life that you would not ordinarily be exposed to by just keeping yourself away from people. Now, for those of you who don't like to be around people, I get that. You might have to schedule it. I would encourage you to maybe schedule it. And it might not feel natural, comfortable, or something that you want to do, but just think about this. Everything just doesn't work out smoothly and comfortably. Sometimes we have to kind of push ourselves out of our comfort zone a little bit just so we can bring other dimensions, turn on different lights in our life that wouldn't or normally be there. I know some of you that are on the line that are doing some really positive, energetic things. Like you decided what you want, you fixed your eye on it, and you made it happen. And we have stories of those online, and as well as myself, of how we like laser focused on something and brought it into manifestation. That's what I'm getting at. To laser focus on something, it has to be something you desire. And then you got to get yourself in a place where you, you rev up your engine. You get your energy going around that project or that dream or that hope, that whatever it is. So once you've identified what you want, and it's not just one thing, it may be more than one thing. You may want a companion, but you also may want a career. You also may want to establish a regular routine of travel. It doesn't have to be just one thing, but we're just like focused on one or two things right now. Get some energy around that. Focus on that and make it clear and kind of dress it up in your memory. When I want to go on a cruise and I'm planning a cruise, I kind of know when it's going to be, around the time it's going to be. But I'm already feeling what it's like to be on the deck. I'm already thinking about what it's like to be a cruise is like bumping 24 hours, and I just love that. I love the idea. I can't stay up the 24 hours, but I get excited at the thought that I could get up, and if I do, and I do some time, there's always something going on. So I'm starting to see that and remember that and think about how it felt. That's what will bring that into manifestation, because that's going to make me do the things that I need to do to make that happen.